Welcome back to the coin world. Old coin review and value, the ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, numismatic treasures, and the hidden value in your pocket. 1944 was a year shaped by the ongoing struggles of World War I. The U.S. Mint had to make strategic decisions about resources, even in coin production, with copper needed for ammunition and military equipment. 1943 pennies were famously struck in zinc-coated steel, but in 1944, copper returned, with a twist. In 1944, the mint resumed using copper, but not the same pure copper as before. Instead, the mint used recycled ammunition, shell casings from military training grounds, creating what's known as shell case bronze. These shell casings were melted down and turned into blankets for pennies, giving the 1944 wheat penny its iconic color and special historical significance. The design of the coin. The obverse features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse bears two wheat stalks, a classic design element of the wheat cent series, 1909 to 1958, flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. The phrase E pluribus unum rests above, symbolizing unity in a time of global disunity. Mints and production numbers. There were 3 mints that struck the 1944 penny. Philadelphia no mint mark over 1.4 billion minted. Denver D mint mark around 430 million minted. San Francisco S mint mark about 282 million minted. These numbers may seem high, but the story doesn't stop here. The rarest of them all steel planchette errors. Incredibly, a few 1944 pennies were struck on leftover 1943 steel blankets by mistake. Only a handful of these steel 1944 cents have been discovered, and they are among the most valuable Lincoln cents known, some fetching over $100,000 at auction. One such example sold for $180,000. How to spot a 1944 steel penny. A steel penny from 1944 will stick to a magnet. Unlike the standard copper ones, it should also weigh 0.7 grams versus the copper pennies, 3.11 grams. These error coins are often found in circulated condition, but their sheer rarity makes even worn examples worth a fortune. Common versus rare, know what you have. Most 1944 pennies you'll find are made of shell case bronze and are relatively common. However, error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or the steel variants, are highly sought after. Careful inspection, a magnet test, and weighing the coin are essential first steps for identification. A regular 1944 copper penny in circulated condition may be worth 5 to 50 cents, depending on where. Uncirculated examples can range from $1 to $10, but rare errors, especially steel versions or high-grade, mint state examples with unique characteristics, can be worth thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collector insights. Collectors love the 1944 penny for its wartime origin, high mintage, and error potential. It's a beginner-friendly coin to collect, but also offers the thrill of possibly finding a jackpot. Completing a 1940s penny set can be a rewarding journey for any U.S. coin enthusiast. The 1944 Liberty wheat penny is more than a coin, it's a story. Philadelphia led the way with 1.43 billion coins struck, while Denver produced around 430.5 million, and San Francisco minted approximately 282.8 million. These enormous numbers reflect how important the penny remained during wartime. Despite this high production volume, collectors still prized the 1944 wheat penny due to its historical connection to World War II, its unique recycled brass composition, and some truly rare error coins that emerged during the year. One of the most extraordinary numismatic mysteries tied to 1944 is the accidental creation of the 1944 steel cent. After production of steel pennies ended in 1943, a few leftover steel blankets were mistakenly used in 1944. These rare steel 1944 pennies are now among the most valuable Lincoln cents in existence, with some specimens selling for over $100,000. Only a handful of authenticated examples are known to exist, making them dream finds for collectors. In contrast to the 1944 steel cent, the standard copper 1944 pennies are relatively common in circulated condition. However, uncirculated and high-grade examples, especially with vivid original red color designated road, can command strong prices. There are also notable error varieties from 1944 that collectors seek out. These include repunched mint marks RP Ms, where the D or S mint mark was struck more than once, Slightly mislignd. Another collectible variety is the 1944 D.S. penny, where a Denver mint mark was punched over a San Francisco mint mark. These transitional punch errors are especially valuable and highlight the complexity of minting techniques at the time, while the reverse design remained unchanged. 1944 was part of the final stretch for the wheat reverse, which would be retired in 1958 in favor of the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959, marking 50 years of the Lincoln cent. Designed by 1944, the wheat penny had already become a staple of American life. Children collected them, veterans used them in military canteens, and families kept jars full of them for future use. They were the coin of the people during both Depression and war. A 1944 penny could buy a cup of coffee, a postage stamp, or a stick of gum. It was simple, reliable, and essential in everyday commerce. A coin that truly touched every corner of American society. The decision to recycle ammunition shells for coinage is a powerful symbol. The 1944 wheat penny became a representation of turning weapons into tools for peace, even as the world continued to battle the forces of fascism. As World War II neared its end, the United States began transitioning its economy from wartime production to post-war recovery. The 1944 penny stands as a time capsule from this pivotal transition. For collectors, the 1944 penny often represents a starting point. Its accessibility in circulated grades makes it ideal for beginner collectors, while rare errors and mint state examples offer a challenge for more advanced numismatists. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.